Kristen here from Scooterbug Corner, and I am getting ready to do the walkthrough for a junk journal that I'm calling Easter on File. Obviously, the reason I'm calling that, well, it may not be that obvious until I show you, but the cover for this journal is a dyed manila file folder. This is the front. So I have some vintage fabric stitched on, followed by an applique that I've made myself. You can see that it's a little bit puffy, 3D-ish, a little bit, not too thick, not so much that it's going to get in the way. Little flower here next to the little sign that says Happy Easter. There's some light pink stitching on the sign. All the other stitching here is yellow. It is bound with kind of like an aqua-y blue seam binding ribbon, and you can see some of just the variations in the dye. It is a one signature journal, and it's pamphlet stitched. And so let's get started. Here you can see where the file folder has been folded up to create pockets. So you have pocket in the front. You have some flashcards and yeah, it is an addition flashcard, and some game pieces there that colors match the theme, and a back pocket here. This is from a children's book and a printable. So there's a lot of vintage in here, but it is complemented with printables. So here, first page, starting off with this cute little lamb, says Life is Lovely journaling card. You can see lots of different layers going on here, and the back is blank for you to write. That is a wax seal butterfly. I make all of those as well. So on this side here is a tuck spot. Sorry if you hear my cats having their morning zoomies. Here's an index card. The other side is lined, but you can also tuck things in there. This is from a children's craft book that's talking about making Easter crafts. A vintage flashcard about telling digital time. Here is a pack of vintage buttons, and I just made that into a little tag. Story or about a robin, again from a children's book. This is a digital that's in there for, it's just paper clipped in with a tiny little paper clip. You can do what you want with it. Here is a vintage Easter card. It actually has some of like the flocking glitter on it. And isn't the inside so cute? Vintage flash card. It is made here into a flip spot. It kind of can tuck under there. It doesn't hold it super well, but this little tab here of many different layers of fabrics and laces, combination of vintage and scraps. On this side here is a taller pocket, another index card, and this also is a tuck spot here. So this is just like a little printable flash card, and you can see the little delicate lace. There's different color stitching throughout this journal. There's a combination of pinks, yellows, and like a minty blue. Here is another vintage greeting card, and paper clipped on to the back of that. I've made this little journaling card space. I don't know if you can see really well, but just a little bit of tulle backed in there, some stitching, another game card, and a vintage recipe card. This is a vintage ledger paper. I just have this little fabric tab here, and it does fold out. So perfect spot for some hidden journaling. This is from a recipe book. So it had, you know, some spring cakes, vintage doily, vintage milk cap as a tab. Here I've just created this tiny little tab. It's tucked in on this tiny, oh God, I'm gonna take it off, tiny little paper clip, and the cardstock in the back that I've used is actually metallic. it, and cute little handmade tag. And this is the inside, or the middle of the signature. So each of the strings have just these cute little Eastery spring images. Here I've made this paper clip from a vintage button and some other doodads. It's just clipped closed. You can turn that into a pocket, you can add to it, you can do all kinds of different things with it. And I've just made this matchbook style little place for some added journaling. And I close there with this cute little lamb. On this side is another printable that's just been included for you to add wherever you want. You could turn them into belly bands or tuck spots or whatever. Just another index card. On this side is the other side of that recipe. Here's a tuck spot there. You can see the other side of the cake. This is just a printable journaling card. It has front and back, so if you wanted to use it in a different way. And it just tucks down here in this little tuck spot. Just kind of layers of tulle, vintage paper, some scrapbook paper, and cut out some flowers. This side, here's another tuck spot. So it is a combination of printables and cardstock and this fun pink gauzy fabric. And a little printable there. This also just little Easter eggs as a paper clip, another fun printable. And then this is one of the like clusters that I make. It has lace, embossed backing, labels. You know, they make good tuck spots. You can make it a tab. You can do all kinds of fun things with it. So we have double layer pockets here. You can see that this is embossed cardstock. So this is a vintage postcard. Look how adorable that is. Excuse me. Where the little girl is getting to the rabbits, and it is unused. So it's a real gem in there. And then I've just made this little journaling card. It's actually from Project Life cards, and I've added some stamping, glittery butterfly, and just a little bit of vintage book page on the bottom there. So here is a tuck spot that I've made with a cluster, combination of vintage papers and some of that cloth, vintage fabrics, and this puffy little rabbit applique. And down here is a pocket. This is the inside of that granddaughter card. It had been signed. So this is kind of my way of kind of hiding that a little bit. Sometimes I just leave those things in there because I feel like it's kind of like the history of the card, but sometimes, you know, you could just kind of cover them up and nobody's done the wiser. So in here is just other side of a book page, a printable. This is a doily that I sprayed with oxide spray ink, so it has kind of like a mottled effect, kind of just something a little bit different. This little printable flashcard, and it has just some extra little decoration. This is one of them that I sewed that had like a pastel variegated thread. So it has kind of like the pinks and blues, and here's a printable. Here's one of the film slides, a vintage film slide in this envelope, and on this side just have this decorated here. The other side of that children's project craft page, talking about yarn decorated eggs, and then over here making a Easter bunny from a bag, a belly band here, and then a cluster just for some added decoration, another printable. And then on the back here is just, this is from a vintage notepad. Here is a printable tag. I've just inked up the edge to kind of let it stand out a little bit, and of course this adorable little bunny clip. All right, so that is the Easter on File junk journal. This will be available in my shop, and let me know what you think. What was your favorite part? Do you guys do Easter specific journals often, or do you kind of do more spring? I feel like Easter's a little bit late this year, but kind of more into spring, so it'd be easy to throw that holiday in with just a general spring journal. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for stopping by, and until next time, have a great day.